Hi friends, Pastor Jim Hollister from First Congregational. Thanks for watching this weekly devotional video. Today on May 5th, 2020, I wanted to speak to you about a concept that comes to us from Judaism that dates back to about the 2nd century, and it's called Tikkun Olam. Tikkun Olam literally means the repair of the world, repairing the world, or healing the world. Some branches of Judaism today might call it social justice. It's any activity that improves the world, that brings the world closer to the harmonious state for which it was created. In other words, the idea is that the world was created good. Everything is essentially good, but God, the Creator, purposely left room for us to improve upon God's work. Some of us might say, well, yeah, but of course so much of the repair of the universe is things that we've messed up that we need to now repair. But it has to do with everyday chores or errands that we might fit into our weekly routine. It includes things like mending and fixing and cleaning and sorting and organizing. Things that we have to do like changing batteries, going to the store to buy replacement parts, or needle and thread, and so on. I made a list of some other things that came to mind that have to do with repairing of the world. Pumping up bike tires, spraying rusty bolts and screws to get them loose, tossing out old furniture, sewing on buttons, ironing clothes, mowing grass, setting the table, washing the dishes, making the bed, replacing a computer hard drive, replacing batteries in God knows everything, charging our cell phones, cleaning out our desk, sorting our sock drawer. These are often things pastors can do when they're supposed to be writing sermons. Turning the compost pile, getting the oil changed, replacing the wiper blades. Because, friends, everything wears out. Everything breaks down eventually, including us. So a lot of what we do in any given week has to do with fixing, mending, repairing. But as I look at this list that I came up with, that I just shared with you, I'm struck by how it's all about my stuff and about me. It doesn't sound a lot like repairing the world. And I remember what Jesus said in the Sermon on the Mount. Do not store up for yourselves treasures on earth, where moth and rust consume and where thieves break in and steal. But store up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust can consume and where thieves will not break in and steal. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. So I think when we conceive of the idea of Tikkun Olam and try to apply it to our lives, we need to go beyond this mundane list of fixing our stuff. How about investing in heavenly projects that make a difference forever? How about teaching a child to read, or planting a garden or a tree, or going for a walk with a friend, picking up trash on the side of the road, turning off the lights in a room when we're not using that room, or unplugging appliances that don't need to be drawing electricity, walking or biking instead of driving our car whenever possible, asking for paper rather than plastic, making music, singing, playing a musical instrument, feeding the birds, and maybe even setting aside something for the squirrels and the deer, but a little bit away from the bird feeder. When I think about repairing the world, I'm drawn back to a rather well-known bunch of verses in Isaiah, chapter 61. In fact, Jesus quoted some of this in his inaugural sermon in his hometown of Nazareth, as recorded in Luke's Gospel, chapter 4. The Spirit of the Lord is upon me. He sent me to bring good news to the oppressed, to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives and release to the prisoners, to proclaim the year of the Lord's favor and the day of vengeance of our God. Now wait a minute, the day of vengeance? But it says vengeance of our God. It's not our vengeance. We leave it up to God to worry about. It's not for us to think about or worry about. And the list goes on in Isaiah 61. Comfort all who mourn. And then it goes on to say, people that do all these things shall be called oaks of righteousness, the planting of the Lord, to display God's glory. They shall build up the ancient ruins. They shall raise up the former devastations. They shall repair the ruined cities, the devastations of many generations. God knows this miserable coronavirus and the economic disaster that it has put into motion is showing us the ruins all around the world that have been just beneath the surface, perhaps. We see how fragile things are and how much repair and maintenance, ongoing maintenance, is needed. Infrastructure gets worn out and obsolete. Friends, we have our work cut out for us. Tikkun Olam, the repair of the world. It's our calling, people of faith. Let's roll up our sleeves and keep going and help and heal wherever we are. God bless you.